Hey guys, in this video I wanted to review Rick Lax's binary code. Binary code by Rick Lax. This was the trick that he performed on Penn and Teller years ago and fooled Penn and Teller. And I learned it a while ago. I still think I remember it pretty well. And even though binary code is a little bit of an older trick, it still gets some people asking about it in search volumes, so I guess people are still looking for it, and it could be a good trick for beginning magicians. It's got just tons of reviews, like 256 reviews on Penguin is just like a ton of reviews. And it's got some pretty good reviews too. I probably won't be as much in the majority of people who on this site seem to be fairly crazy about this trick or give it a really high review. For me, it's just kind of an alright trick, and I'll explain why. He says that you can use a borrowed shuffle deck, but that's not really completely the case. It gives kind of like a way that you can get into it with a borrowed shuffle deck, but it's a little bit sketchy. It's not foolproof, and I think you can only use, if I remember right, like half the deck when you do it that way. So really, it uses a setup. All right, that's the first thing. It uses a deck setup. So that kind of right there takes away a little bit from it right there. You can't, you've got to have your deck set up to do the trick. All right, the second thing I want to look at is really what's the effect of the trick. And for me, it's not like a super powerful effect. In a way, it's not even very magical. It's more of a he presents it as a demonstration of memory, right? Which it's more of like a skill that you're demonstrating. And the funny thing is, people actually do memorize decks nowadays and do it fairly rapidly. And so basically what he's doing, he's trying to replicate that, what people can already do on their own, but it is a trick. Like, he doesn't actually memorize the deck, and really he's just doing the colors, if that, not even like, there are people who can actually memorize all the cards. So that makes me kind of take it down a notch. To me, it's not very magical in the sense, it's, like I said, it's more of a demonstration of skill, and it's like skill that you don't even have, right? I don't know. Some people may be interested in just learning the method. If you're interested in learning the method, the price, it's $9.95. So it's not super expensive, but it's not super cheap either. And what else do I want to say about it? It does use some sleight of hand as well, which is interesting because Rick Lax is usually known for tricks that are like self-working, that pretty much he doesn't do. He's not like a sleight of hand magician. And so a lot of his tricks don't have that kind of sleight of hand gusto to them. I don't know, like you would take like an old like John Mendoza card handling or Michael Amar, and like, those guys can just handle a deck of cards and their tricks look cool, right? He's not like a big sleight of hand guy. This isn't like an ambitious card routine or anything. So for me, I'm a little biased. I prefer strong sleight of hand and skill with a deck of cards, and tricks that involve that to me are like more impressive and more impressive to the audience. So I'm not crazy about the effect in itself, so that's why I'm a little biased towards it. Now, what I was saying is that this is one of the few tricks where Rick Lax actually uses sleight of hand, and there is some sleight of hand learned, kind of like some second deals and whatnot. And it's, I wouldn't say, it's not like the hardest sleight of hand to learn. He actually, if you if you watch his Penn and Teller performance, he actually does a pretty good job with the sleight of hand. It's actually a little impressive for Rick Lax because he's not known for being good with sleight of hand. So he does a decent job with it, and he does a decent performance because actually the most impressive thing is that he recites like a poem while he's doing it. I think that's probably the most impressive part, which he doesn't teach in the download. But anyway, I mean, it's kind of an interesting method, I guess. The audience doesn't really shuffle the deck. There's his version that he does of quote unquote shuffling the deck, which is a little it's not like an exact shuffling, right? It's like its own little method. And also there's actually a trick I prefer that uses the same setup that Rick Lax did years ago for this. It was called it was on the Out of This World premise. I think it was called Out of This Universe, but it was basically a red and black separation, just like this, but it was more magical, and it used a lot of the same principles in this trick, including like even the shuffling methods. And he may have even had some more complex shuffling methods in that trick, but I actually preferred that trick. That was an older one. I would actually prefer performing that one, I think, compared to this one. And also, as another side note, there is a trick he released called Binary Code 2.0. Now, you would see that name and you would think, oh, Binary Code 2.0, I should get that instead of Binary Code because it's an upgraded version. It's going to be way better. I don't know why he called it Binary Code 2.0. That trick is nothing related to this binary code. It's not even like the same type of effect. Like, it's not even in the same ballpark. I think it was just kind of like a marketing ploy. Right. So if you see Binary Code 2.0, that is a completely separate trick. That's the one where he like tears up cards and someone goes on the table and picks a card out. It's like not even related. So anyway, Binary Code by Rick Lax. I don't think this really compares to some of the old classics in card magic, that you could get, like John Mendoza or Michael Lamar. Really, I don't know. This is, and you're only getting the one trick. But, if you're curious to know how it works, it may just satisfy you as far as learning the method. But this really isn't like a trick that I really would perform or like to perform. I actually do a trick I invented, which, I don't know, maybe I'll release in the future, where I actually do memorize an entire deck of cards, black and red, and it can do even multiple decks. So that's why I kind of look down on this. I'm like, you're just pretending to do something that you're not really doing when you can actually do it and do it better, where the deck can actually be shuffled. You could have multiple decks. It takes a little bit longer, but still. And also in binary code, one of the problems is there is kind of a long process to it, which can be kind of boring, I guess, for some audience members. It's not as magical or flashy, which when people have short attention spans, sometimes that's better if you can just do some sleight of hand, do some magical stuff, and get to the point. So this isn't definitely like a Shen Lim type of trick at all. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I'm going to be posting more magic reviews and magic videos. So go ahead and subscribe if you can. Hit that subscribe button, and please hit that like button as well, and share this. And guys, thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.